what's behind this curtain?
Yeah.
Come on. What else you doing in the office? You just keep dropping a whole bunch of, they dropped them stupid ass Dash sneakers the other day. The Jordan. I sent it to you. He was like, shit. It's like, yo, you trying to get in that world because New Balance is running it.
Yeah.
Relax yourself. You know what I mean? Like, nobody want that. Like, the people want what they want. And they need to tap into the culture. Stop getting away from the culture.
The only pushback that I would give on that is that nostalgia shoes to us, they come out too often, right? And they don't put enough as far as new storylines. You know, you have Luka, you have Tatum, you got Zion. These are all Jordan athletes, right? And
this is not marketable, bro.
It's not that they're not marketable. I don't have any personalized feel to a St. Louis release. You know what I'm saying? You got Nelly right there. Nelly's not gonna tell him no on a campaign, right? You got Zion.
Yeah.
He's in New Orleans. All the music and the bands, they have never played towards that. Granted, you got baby mama problems and shit like that, but Tatum is a clean cut athlete. He's an NBA champion.
Some of the Tatum basketball singles is not bad. They're not bad.
The marketing energy hasn't been behind it. The design team hasn't been behind it.
You want my personal opinion on what that is?
No, before you even get to the personal yet. But then you go over to Adidas and Edwards, they gave him a new looking silhouette. They put energy behind it. They put his mans in the commercial. They poke fun at some of our legends, whether it be Cameron or Carmelo Anthony, and you know, the enjoyment of seeing a product grow. And Wale brought it to the streets, and that's the first time we've seen an on-court sneaker translate to wearing it outside.
Right.
And we don't get that anymore.
Personal opinion on that?
Yeah.
MJ always gonna want to be number one. That man, he has real issues of letting go. Right? They dropped the ball. I personally think they dropped the ball with our boy Carmelo Anthony. I think the full entire, how you look at who Carmelo Anthony is as a person, his style, I think the red carpet should have been rolled out for him when it comes to everything Jordan brand, when it comes to creating a new situation where it would have rivaled what was going on with Mike. Also, the people who are behind the Mike look and everything that was going on with that, I don't know if any of them are even touching that type of stuff anymore. Yeah, it's different. It's different makers. It's different people who are doing certain things. I think the main guy who did all the Mike retros, I don't even think he
Tinker.
Yeah, I don't even think he
is that active.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much because I don't go deep in that world than I am. But I would say that's in my personal opinion. I feel like it's a situation where you look at when somebody like for example, in the music industry, you have an artist who's out hot doing what they're doing, but then they saw the label and then they saw signing other artists. Tell me how that's gonna work. So you a hot artist, you doing X, Y, remember, but now you got other people underneath you. You really gonna give the time to run that label the way it needs to be, where you gonna make sure that other artist is gonna do what they gotta do, right? So you the top dog, but then you gonna make sure that person's album is gonna be above you. Now, I think it's smart because at the end of the day, you making money however you look at it. When I'm sleeping as an artist, the top artist, I'm making money because my young bull is doing what you got to do. But your ego part of it,
but
they're never going to do that.
But as a branded athlete with something under my name,
yeah,
you would think that athlete would take more time in the product being produced out there.
It's the ego.
I'm not going to okay something that I know. Well, a lot of these kids don't come from the environment we came from.
Right.
More to the streets. So they spend a lot of time in the gym. So they might not have an ear to what's really hot.
Right.
But most of these branded athletes, when they get signed to a brand, they can only wear that lane of sneaker.
Right.
Right. They wear other shit more than they actually wear their own sneaker off court.
Right.
So somebody again, like in Edwards, we seen SGA. He's worn his sneakers with stylish clothes.
Yeah.
And none of these other athletes has translated that or transcended that. And that's
well, he's different. The thing about it with SGA, he understands he's the one that make this stuff look good.
Yeah.
So
his sneakers not bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But he's not afraid to to be that type of individual, right?
And put it together.
And put it together.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, you know, you have certain people who, like you said, that might not be their world, and now because they have this platform, they have stylists and certain people behind the scenes saying you got to look like this, you got to look like that, and this shit don't come off natural, right? So you can tell SGA don't look like a person where, I'm not saying he might not have a stylist, but I'm definitely know he don't look like a person where it's like he know how to put together fits. I'm pretty sure him and his stylist are collaborating on certain things, if just because of timing, right? He might not have the time to do it as much as he needs to.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, he's a pretty clean guy.
Yeah.
Like I said, with that situation, I feel like there's a lot of things that will drop when it comes to, like, you know, the Jordan brand and stuff like that. I think, like I said, Nike's going to always be on top in a sense because they got the money and the resources. And I think for Adidas, they just haven't. The Edwards things is pretty interesting. It could go either way. He could be the person where it gets them over.
Yeah. He'd be the first face of the league with Adidas.
But I like he said, we don't know if he really wants it, right? And he said it, and then he said that I think if it does happen, I think he wants it to happen naturally. I don't think he wants it to be a situation where it's like, hey, you're gonna face the league, and here's all the rules that come with it. He's like, nah, bro,
I'm gonna talk with this country ass accent.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna knock down all these strippers.
You said it. I'm not nobody role model, right? Yeah. And the thing about it, there's different sides of me. I'm not saying I'm disrespectful. I'm not saying, but it's like, yo, if I want to go out and gamble, it's something illegal about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be immoral to you because with how you trying to sell me, perceive me to be to other people. But it's like, my thing is like, yo, you think that in households, parents are not having conversations with their kids about certain things. And at the end of the day, if your kid is so influenced by me and what I got going on, that speaks more about your household versus me. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't be your role model. It should be your pops. Hopefully your pops in your crib. You know what I mean?
You would like that.
You know what I mean? It should be your mom's. It shouldn't be a situation that because of what I'm doing on the outside, it's influencing you to the point where it's like you can't make decisions without, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird dynamic. I never grew up that way. Like, my pops and my moms, like, they're heroes to me. They do things, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen before that no people who coming from the Caribbean done before. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I didn't get influenced from different things outside, but it into a point where it's like, it's going to mess with my core of who I am and what my parents instilled in me. That's a weirdo situation.